back. We're going to be talking now employment in Lagos. I have here with me the Executive Secretary of the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, Akin Oyebode. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Most people in Lagos would know what the LSETF does, but I know a lot of other states I've heard are trying to understand what you do and maybe even try to, have sort of a replica of that in their state. So for those who don't know, just give us a bit of a base of what you do.
I mean, just broadly speaking, we're supposed to help job creation in Lagos, and that's helping businesses create new jobs. And also helping train people to take up existing jobs. So we don't hire people. So if you're planning to send me your CVs, that's not what we do. But it's essentially to support small businesses to grow and therefore create jobs, attract foreign jobs into Lagos, and ensure that we have a trained workforce to take up existing vacancies.
So do you fund businesses?
Oh, yes, we do. So we fund
how
businesses.
Does that work? Yeah.
So we have a loan program that we fund small businesses up to 5 million naira. Interest rate is usually 5% per annum. The loan tenure is up to 3 years. As at today, we've supported 4,600 businesses, 5,600 businesses, approximately 4.5 billion naira. This year, we hope to double that number. And so we've done some work in supporting small businesses. We're also running a program today where we support innovation-driven enterprises, tech startups, helping them get workspace, ultimately providing funding at the end of an accelerator program.
Yeah. I mean, 5,600 sounds like a lot. How do you guys keep track? How does this work? Do you fund and they go, or do you keep track of what they're doing and who they employ and how they evolve, pretty much?
So we train people to help them become better business people. And then post-lending, we then monitor. So we're running an impact assessment program at the moment, understand what sectors provide significant job creation opportunities, how we're doing even in the different locations across the states. So sector focus, different demographic analysis, just to understand how best to deploy the capital we have.
Yeah, very impressive. Is there an age range?
Nope, we're not ageist in any way. So we've got a 79-year-old borrower who's paying back her loan every month. So we don't have any age limitations.
But at least you must be an adult.
Of course, at least 18.
You did collaborate, I hear, with the United Nations with regards to training and all of that. What exactly did you do? So
we recognize that there was, obviously, to create jobs, there's some people who want to run businesses. There's some people who just want to be employed. But they don't have the right skill set. So we identified certain sectors that we thought were critical sectors to the Lagos economy and tried to intervene by training people in those sectors. So across construction, manufacturing, healthcare, hospitality, entertainment, we're training a broad range of foundational skills that allow people go into the workplace. And then going forward, depending on how they perform, there's an opportunity to then help them advance their skill set. Yeah. So UNDP very graciously accepted to come on board, both as a technical and financial partner. So they are putting $1 million to this program. We're putting the equivalent of $3 million. And at the end of the program, we expect to have trained 10,000 people.
Very impressive. Has that started yet?
Oh, yeah. So we started with the first set of 600 people. Okay. They're about to leave. They'll leave in February. And then we're going to be training these people in batches of 600. So we've got about 10,000 applications, right? So it's a very competitive program to get into. But in a state where the on- and underemployment ratio is 32.7%, you expect those kind of numbers. So we expect that very soon you start to see the impact of our work in bringing down the unemployment numbers in Lagos, despite the fact that Lagos is still a home for people who migrate thinking this is where they get their opportunity or their break. So there's significant pressure on Lagos State to ensure that we continue to create jobs for people who are coming in from other states.
So how do you measure your success now?
Ultimately, if we're being single-minded about it, it's job creation. So it's how many jobs we're able to help create and how many people we're able to put in work. So first thing is everything we do is skewed towards job creation. Secondly is broadening the tax base. Because today, most of the funding we get is from the state government, comes from the tax purse. So it's our responsibility as well to increase that tax purse. And then ultimately is to help reflate and grow the Lagos GDP. So our impact assessment exercise covers the measurement of all of these metrics. Yeah.
Is this something that you think can be replicated on a federal level? Because, I mean, this is one of the biggest talking points of this government. People there's statistics that seem to show that we're losing jobs instead of even creating jobs with regards to the nation. Is this something that can be replicated, you think?
So I think you can't replicate it wholesale.
Yeah.
I think first up, the impression that we're losing jobs might not be accurate. I think we're not.
As I said, it's an impression.
Yeah, so we're not creating enough jobs to meet the population growth rate. So more people are coming into the workforce than we can create jobs for. So there are two ways to solve that. One is to increase how you create jobs. Two is to watch how you give birth to children. So you have to manage both levers. But I think that what the federal government can do is to look at different pockets across the country and create centers of excellence. And it's a conversation we can have for an hour. Yeah. But I think one of the things that we don't do enough of as a country is we're not very export focused. So we always look inwards. That phrase irritates me, like looking inwards. Like your real market is the billions of people outside of Nigeria. The only way we're going to be able to create 5-6 million jobs per annum is being very export focused. So anyone who's done this successfully hasn't done it looking at domestic demand alone. They've done it with a very clear focus on how do we export products and services out of Nigeria and how do we use that to increase disposable income in Nigeria, which then brings in domestic consumption and then allows you then merge both export focused domestic consumption to create more jobs. I think that's the missing link today, where we're very focused on agriculture, which is great, but it's not the silver bullet. So
that's different with Lagos State, you're saying?
I mean, I think that we are also, first, Lagos doesn't have enough land to be an agri-focused state, right? Okay. But if you think about some of the work we're doing, Kebbi State, for example, is producing the rice that is being milled in Lagos, Lake Rice. Okay, so and so those are the linkages, collaborations that we can do in Lagos, where most of your produce is sold here in any event. So there's collaborative opportunities with other states.
Okay, we're going to take a break now. When we come back, we'll find out what your plans are for 2018 and how people can actually apply for in the future. We'll take a break and be right back. So let's dance now, it is my turn. Just